is called How Hearing or Listening to God Determines Your Balance in Life. And I've been holding on to this word for a little while now, but I feel like right now is the right time to share it. And so I remember when I initially started using in-ear monitors at worship team practice. And if you don't know what in-ear monitors are, they are earbuds for musicians, like when they're performing and doing ministering on stage and stuff, so we can keep the tempo and the beat, the track going. So one instance occurred where the volume was like way too high on the in-ear receiver, and the in-ear receiver is the box that this adapter on the in-ears plugs into. So before we started practicing, I went to put on the in-ears and the click track started playing. And the click track is basically a metronome to keep in time with the songs. So the click track started playing. I kind of lost my balance for a few seconds and my body felt as if though it was going to fall down. And I knew exactly what the problem was, and I immediately turned down the volume on the receiver. And y'all may be asking, why did she turn down the volume on the receiver? How was that the problem? Well, just a little science lesson for you, but the physical or natural ears assist in the determination of hearing for our bodies. The sound travels into the ear and into the eardrum. The sound causes the eardrum to vibrate. The vibrations from the eardrum then travel into a more inner part of the ear where the vibrations change into electrical signals. The electrical signals then reach the nerves in your brain. So then that's how we hear sounds. But did you know that along with the physical or natural ears assisting in the process of hearing, those same sounds in our ears can also affect our balance? While simultaneously sending those signals to the brain through vibrations, the inner ear also has sensors. So when your head moves, the fluid in those canals moves as well. The hairs move with the fluid and send signals or messages to the brain. The brain in turn sends messages to the body's muscles, which help us to stay balanced. That is why when you're tripping over something, you get that immediate thought and you're like, oh, snap, let me hurry up and move this body part so I can stay up. But likewise, your spiritual ears can also determine the balance and equilibrium of your life and body, or should I say, the balance and equilibrium of the body. So sounds, words, scripture, etc. travel to our brains, and that which I like to call the spiritual brain or the mind absorbs the info like a sponge. That is why it matters what and who we listen to, how we listen to, when we listen to, and why we listen to it. Romans 10:17 says, so faith comes from hearing and hearing through the word of Christ. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is defined as being the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is the intangible or tangible sometimes and real ingredient to a recipe or formula for having hope and a positive outlook. Faith is also the evidence that there exists another realm that we cannot see, because we prayerfully look forward to and put our hope in it. So what we hear can determine our faith levels. What we hear can determine what we hope in, and how we hear determines our balance in life. Because if we are constantly hearing the wrong things, we will become wrong living. Righteousness is the goal and longing. Faith over every other negative thought and ideology is the balance beam of a follower of Jesus. Our minds are on a seesaw at a playground of companionship. But if we are not hearing from God, we sit on the seesaw alone. But when we do hear from God, it's like having a friend to share the adventure with, to share the balance. In this case, I am the receiver. God is the giver. Sometimes we have to turn down the volume of other things in our lives to hear God clearly and to find that balance in life when we feel like falling.